Good morning, student. Welcome to the biology class. From today, we are going to study about the new topic tissue. Already this topic you have studied in the 7th class. In that topic, we have to study about the plant tissue and animal tissue. First of all, we will see what is meant by tissue. As you know, student, our body is made from a single cell. In the last topic we have studied cell. So you know that cell is the basic unit of our life. Cell is the structural and functional unit of life. Means all living things are arise from a single cell. Already we have seen in the previous chapter. And student, in this video we are going to study about the tissue. What is mean by tissue, student? Tissue means bunch of the cell. Bunch of the similar cell. They performing the common function, have a common origin, is called as the tissue. You know, the plant and animals both are living things. First of all, we see the plant tissue. Let us start the video. First of all, I will explain you the organization, level of organization. In the previous video already we have seen our body is made from a single cell. The group of the cell is called as a tissue, and means see student, means the tissue is made from the bunch of the cell. Okay, the bunch of the tissue from organ. What it means, our stomach is made from the bunch of the tissue, and the stomach, small intestine, large intestine, esophagus, means all organ together form a organ system. And many organ system means like that respiratory system, excretory system, digestive system, blood circulatory system. Many organ systems are together and form the organism. You know that student, this is the level of organism, means the huge organism is made from a single cell. Got it, student? What is the organization level? Means student, all organs is made from the group of the tissue. Means see, I will give one example of our tongue. Means many different kinds of the tissue are together and form the one functioning. For our tongue, many organs, there also have epithelial tissue, nerve tissue, muscular tissue. Got it? And they perform the particular function. Understood, student? What is the organ system? Means the huge organism is made from a single cell. Got it, student? So you understood what is the definition of the cell? What is the definition of tissue? Tissue is a group of similar cells that perform the common function and have a common origin. It's called as the tissue. And tissue is made from a different kinds of the cell. Different group of the tissue from the organ, group of the organ from organ system, and group of the organ system from organism. Got it, student? What is the concept of tissue and what is the tissue? In this lesson, we have to study about the two types of the tissue, animal tissue and plant tissue. Let us see first plant tissue. Plant tissue, there are two types of the plant tissue, meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue means the tissue have an ability to divide. This tissue is called as the meristematic tissue. It is also called as the dividing tissue. Means due to this tissue the plant can grow. Means the meristematic tissue is present on the seed. This is the small potted plant, the roots. This is the root part and this is the shoot part. And this meristematic tissue is present on the tips of the roots, tips of the shoot, tips of the branches and leaves. Due to this meristematic tissue, the plant can grow. Got it? What is meant by meristematic tissue? Meristematic tissue is a growing tissue. It is also called as the growing tissue. It is also called as the dividing tissue. There are three types of the meristematic tissue: apical meristem, lateral meristem and intercalary. Lateral meristem is also called as the cambium. Understood? And the permanent tissue, the tissue, they lost the ability of cell division. And these tissue have taken the permanent shape and performing the common function. It is also called as the non-dividing tissue. It is permanent tissue is also called as the non-dividing tissue. It is also have a two types of the permanent tissue: simple permanent and complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue means what, student? The tissue is made from the same kinds of the cell. Means see, it is the simple tissue means all the cell have a same structure, same function. This tissue is called as the simple tissue. Understood? Simple tissue means the tissue is made from the same kinds of the cells, and these cells are performing the same function. This tissue is called as the simple tissue. And complex tissue means what, student? The different kinds means more than the one types of the cells together and form the complex tissue. Means complex tissue, there is a different kinds of the cell, they performing the different function. This tissue is called as the complex tissue. The simple tissue and complex tissue also have a some subtype. Simple tissue have a three types: parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. As per the function, the tissue have a three types. And the complex tissue is also called as the conducting tissue. Why it is called as the conducting tissue? Because the tissue are conduct the important things which is required by the plant, like two types, xylem and phloem. These conducting tissue is together is called as the vascular bundle. Okay. Xylem tissue conduct the waters and minerals from the soil to the aerial parts of the plant. Got it? And phloem tissue conduct the food material which is prepared by the leaves by the process of photosynthesis. These foods are transferred to the all parts of the plants. Got it, student? The plant tissue, let us revise. There are two types of the plant tissue: meristematic and permanent. Meristematic tissue is called as the dividing tissue. The tissue is present in the tips of the plant. Tips of the root means the tissue which is present on the growing parts of the plant. Again, there are three types of the meristematic: apical, lateral and intercalary. And permanent tissue is a non-dividing tissue. The tissue lost their dividing ability. There are also two types: simple and complex. Simple tissue is divided into three types. Simple means what? All the cells have a same structure. Means same kinds of the cells are together and form the simple permanent tissue: parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. And complex means different kinds of the cells together form a tissue is called as the complex permanent tissue. There are two types: xylem and phloem. They are also called as the conducting tissue. Understood, student? Let us see first the meristematic tissue. First upon, we see what is the characteristics of meristematic tissue. Meristematic tissue, the cells of the meristematic tissue are similar in structure. There is a cell, cell, cell. The cell of the meristematic tissue are similar in structure, have a thin cell wall. You know, plant tissue, in the cell lesson we have know what is the difference between cell wall and cell membrane. Okay. In the plant tissue is present only cell wall. The meristematic tissue, the cell wall is a thin, and this cell wall is made from the cellulose. Understood? What is the cell means the meristematic cells are small, they are in regular shape. Most of the cells are cubical in size, rectangular in size. Got it? The cell wall is thin and this cell wall is made from cellulose. Meristematic tissue are compactly arranged. They do not have an intercellular space. Meristematic cells are compactly arranged. They do not have an intercellular space. Means what, student? The cells are compactly to each other. There is no intercellular space in between the two cells. Got it? Each meristematic tissue means, see, this is the meristematic tissue. They are compactly attached to each other. There is no intercellular space are present in between the cell. Centrally present the nucleus. Centrally present the nucleus. Cytoplasms also present in it. The cell wall is a thin and made from the cellulose. These are the characteristics of the meristematic tissue. Three types of the meristematic tissue: apical, lateral, it is also called as the cambium, and intercalary. मेरिस्टेमेटिक समझ में आ गए बेटा आपको? इट इज अ डिवाइडिंग सेल एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ सेल. मीन्स द ड्यू टू द मेरिस्टेमेटिक टिश्यू द न्यू टिश्यूज आर फॉर्म. Apical meristematic means the tissue. See, this is the, I will show the structure. This is the small plant. Apical meristematic tissue which is present on the tips of the shoot, tips of the branches, tips of the roots, tips of the leaf. Due to this apical meristematic tissue, the plant are grow. The new tissue, new cells, new leaves, new flowers, new branches are arise due to the apical meristematic. Understood, student? Means, see, the plant, there is the root, there is the shoot part. These part are grow due to the meristematic tissue. So apical tissue is present on the tips of the growing parts. And intercalary meristematic tissue which is present in internodes, means you have seen sugarcane, there are internodes in between the stem. These intercalary tissue are present in between the internodes due to the internodes are elongated. And the last type of the meristematic tissue is a lateral meristematic tissue. It is also called as the cambium. These tissues situated in below the bark, means, see student, you know, when the small plant is very delicate the stem, but as day by day the diameter is increased. Means, why the diameter is increased? Because in between the diameter of in the stem have a lateral meristematic tissue, and due to the lateral meristematic tissue the plant increase the diameter of stem. Means, where it is present? It is present in below the bark. Got it? The lateral meristematic tissue is present below the bark. Due to the lateral meristematic tissue increase the diameter of the stem. Understood, student? What is the meristematic tissue? What is the types of the meristematic tissue? Let us see some function of the meristematic tissue. Meristematic tissue is also called as the parent tissue. Why? Because the meristematic tissue and grow, and when these meristematic tissue are take the permanent shape and perform the particular function, it convert into the permanent tissue. So it is called as the parent tissue. This tissue means the tissue take part the growth. Due to the meristematic tissue plant can grow, and meristematic tissue is produce the new leaf, flower, branches, fruits. Understood, student? What is the meristematic tissue and permanent tissue? We will see in my next video. Thank you.